Hello. We're gonna be playing a little bit of here. Nope, sorry. Slay the Spire today. Uh, you can call me HS or Terrible Teddy, whatever you're feeling. Um, yeah. If you're curious why I almost said here to slay, it's a board game. Really recommend that actually too. Very fun game. Yeah. Figured, I have some time. Why not play a game I enjoy? Yeah. And if you've never played Slay the Spire before, you start off with the Ironclad and you slowly unlock these other characters. It's basically a common deck builder game, and it's very fun because you slowly get better and better builds, and you can kind of tell who I don't use as much because I still have some things to unlock here with the Watcher. But all four of these characters play very differently. Currently, I'm trying to get to Ascension 20 with the Ironclad. It is not going well. I am only at level 7, so I figured might as well stream it just to have a little more fun with it and keep myself a little more accountable. You can save scum this game, and oh boy have I been save scumming. And I'll be honest, the runs where I'm not save scumming, those are the ones where I'm doing better. So I thought, let's get into it with a honorable run. So when you start out the run, you have some options depending on how you did in the previous runs of the game. So if you made it to a boss, you have the ability to actually grab a relic or upgrade or HP. Sometimes you get a curse for these, or you lose HP, or you lose your starting relic. And each of the characters have their own starting relic. The Ironclad, which is the character we're going with for this run, has a thing called the Burning Blood. So at the end of each combat, you heal 6 HP. Honestly, pretty amazing. So I try not to ever get rid of that one if I can help it. Yeah. So out of these 3, or 4 rather, because I'm not looking at this one, so really in my mind it is 3, but we don't talk about it. Let's see the map here and see if there's any route that makes sense for any particular one of those. One that I sometimes will see often is your next 3 enemies start with 1 HP. And for that one, I try and see if I can take a path to get to one of these elites without having that run out. Because it's kind of funny to me to beat a mid-level boss in 1 hit. I think that's pretty freaking funny. So yeah. Let's see. Let's just do a basic run here. I don't want to really transform and get a random card, so let's do some extra HP. Due to this being Ascension, if you're curious, that's why I'm starting here with less HP, not full. It's a little odd, but it makes sense in its own regard as well. But yeah. So yeah. I know I don't have the 3 enemies not having the 1 HP thing, but it still makes sense to go this route in my mind because I like to get as many cards out as possible, and those question mark events can have it. So alright, so basic mentality of the game is enemies, they do damage. They also have other things they can do to you, like this one. They're going to do a negative effect on me. What they do, I believe, is make me weak most of the time. Their names are also here. Very unique, very creative. Acid and Spike Slime. Small, medium, fun. I kind of just go guns blazing for the first little guy. I like to get him out of the way. I do take a little damage with it though. And to explain this card, Bash, as you can see, it makes the enemy more vulnerable to attacks, which is great, especially in these short battles, because one, it has more damage, and two, it allows me to do more damage with the less energy costing cards. So, it's a win-win. We have an event here for one of the question marks. Some pros and cons to each of them. Heal 29, get us to full, but we're basically at full. Donut, which is my go-to, max HP plus 5. No cons to that one really. Obtaining a relic. This one has an obvious con of the regret, and you can see the big con with that. If you read that card, and if you can't see it, I lose HP equal to the number of cards in my hand, and yikes, that's rough. And you can't play these cursed cards either, but you do get a relic, and you're able to get rid of these cursed cards at shops or other events where you're able to get rid of cards. So I'm gonna mix it up actually. I'm gonna go for this relic. Not my favorite one either. The oddly smooth stone gives me 1 dexterity at the start of each fight, and that just makes it so I get more block or shield, I keep calling it in my gameplay. Oh! Okay. That's very funny. I've played this game for over 100 hours, and I don't think I've ever seen that event. Huh. Okay, so I don't have any regrets, both in-game and out-of-game now. Yeah, so we just basically got that relic for free. So as you can see, our dexterity here, so increasing the block from cards by 1. Yeah, so instead of 5, we're getting 6 here. And that's great. These little guys, they have their curl up ability, and their block they gain after getting hit once is different for each of them. I'm just gonna... How much do you get? You get 4, so you'll do 16 total overall. So I have 8, and then, so this will do 17. So, but I already used the shield, and I'm silly. Sometimes it's just fun to let it play out and, you know, have a good time. I've had runs where Flame Barrier has been really, really good, but I don't know, I don't really have a lot of ways right now to make it better. I can always go for Body Slam too in hopes of upgrading it and just making it a free card, because you can upgrade each of these, any card really, and each of the upgraded forms are generally better. Really, they're supposed to all be better, but that's not always the case, unfortunately. As you'll see with some of these, it just kind of increases the positive effect, but the main negative of some of these cards is just their energy cost, and yeah. But yeah, we'll go with Body Slam here, and see that regret, it wants to come back for me. But I think we're going to go at the safe side here, because I doubt I'll get that fountain event that I have not seen in 100 hours of gameplay again. Watch me be wrong. And since here, we are at full health essentially, I don't need to rest. I can smith, which is upgrading a card, or I could recall. Recalling is for getting to the end of the game. So up here on the top left, so right above this burning blood, you'll see that there's like a little symbol that's blacked out, that is directly correlated with these ruby key, and then there's also an emerald and sapphire key. Spoilers. So if you don't want to hear this next part, just mute for a second. Perfect. Um, yeah, it allows you to fight the heart at the end of the game if you get it, and you can go into a fourth act of the game if you get it. But yeah, it's very good. But it's useless every other way. But right now I'm just going to focus on playing the game. So yay, we get the body slam now for free, which is wonderful. And just another thing we have here, we have an elite coming up. We have really no reason not to go for this iteration of the elite, especially because we have a shop after it, and then more opportunities for upgrading cards. Ooh, I don't like these guys. So I found that with these guys, they're called the sentries. I kind of just have to do my thing and hope, because they alternate between these two, the outsides, so 10 and 10 for each, and then 10 in the middle. They'll offer me 1 debuff each time, and my debuff is shuffling 2 Dazed In, which essentially just go into my deck, can't play them, and it's rough. And they have a artifact which makes it where I can't debuff them, so that vulnerable from my bash doesn't kick in, which is terrible. And because of there being so many dazed in my deck, it also makes it where I'm not getting my shields, or defend rather, as often. So it's a lose-lose situation in a lot of regards. But I tend to win these situations. I just also lose quite a bit of health because I play very aggressive. I also realized right now that I got the shield potion here, but I'm gonna use it, why not? I didn't get any block potions though. Kinda just makes sense, or block cards rather, just makes sense to get some block up rather than losing 10 full health. In a general run, I'll try and save those for a boss, which we have at the very end here. And usually when you're playing through a run, it's good to see which boss you're going to be fighting, because it does vary from each run to run, which is something that's really fun about this game. There's no way to know which boss you're going to be fighting, and it just adds a lot of replayability to this game. And you can have yourself set up for a really good run if you have this one boss, and then the game just decides, you know what? No. And then you fight a different guy, and you kind of just get sad because you don't get to do anything. My wife and I play this game alongside each other, and it is so sad how many times we fought this one boss at the end of the game. I say end of the game, but Act 3. And it just stonewalls us. We can't do anything about it, and but yeah, when you beat an elite, you get an artifact, or rather a relic as the game calls it. This one makes it so whenever you get a curse, you increase your HP by 6. And that HP increase is permanent, so even if you remove the curse from your deck later, you still get that increase. So most of the time it's going to be good for you to pick up the relics, even if you don't plan on picking up curses or doing the things that the relic can say. See, this is a tough one, because Clash can be really good, but Rupture can also be good if you're running a certain build of this game. And as you can see, this is an example of a card where you'd lose HP. Right. very strong card, but you can see the drawback pretty immediately. And because it says lose HP, you don't like take damage and then you can shield that damage. You take HP regardless of how much block you've built up. I'm actually going to skip this because I don't want to convolute my deck here. And then I'm going to heal a little bit because I did see we have another elite coming up. We have another one of the keys here. Those are going to be at each chest. I have the opportunity for Sapphire. The Eternal Feather is kind of a nice little cushion to get, because no matter how many cards you have in your deck, it's going to give you a little heal, and every little bit helps. Ooh, okay, alright. So, ooh, you got some tempting ones here, I'm not gonna lie. So, Lee's Waffle does exactly what it says here. It'll increase your HP by 7, so it brings us to 95 HP in the first act, which is crazy, as well as healing us to full. But then, this one, which I can never pronounce, I'll give it a go, or Chalcum. Or Chalcum, yep, sure. Or Chalcum. I don't know. Put it in the chat if you're here. How to pronounce it, or in the comments if you're watching this later. I think I'm gonna go with the Blessed Lee's Waffle one. Yeah. And then Metallicize has potential to be really good. And each time you enter the shop, a card can be on sale. So if you look here in between this, you see the little blue? That shows that it's on sale, so a reduced price. Highly recommend getting that if it's a card you want. And then the card removal service, it goes up by 25 each time you use it most of the time. There are some exceptions to this, but don't count on those. This game has many different relics, but... so many temptations here. Pommel Strike's good, but it's a common card reward for the Ironclad. I don't know if I want to remove anything here. That's the thing. It's good to get out strikes, because unless you're trying to go for a all-strike deck, it's not very good to have them. Let's see, we have another shop coming up. We don't. So, that is something to keep in mind. But there's always the next act. I think I will. I'll take out one of my strikes because I really don't want to be drawing the strikes. So, Metallicize makes it where I get 3 block each at the end of each turn. So it's a really nice way to ensure that I'm not ending a turn, for lack of better words, naked. Even if it is a little, that very little bit can help. And it does. Often. And because it's going at the end of your turn, you can ensure that you're getting a block to block the damage that's coming your way. Versus some cards, you'll see this damage coming at you from attacking them, and it can be a little bit annoying because these enemies, they'll make it where you can't really attack them without wasting your block. It can be annoying. That's really the epitome of what I'm trying to say. So Anger is a really good card at times, because it gives you a copy of it each time. You can upgrade it to make it do 8 damage, and it's free. That free card ability of it is amazing. really good. True get rid it's also gonna be good because when upgraded you get to choose which card you're getting rid of. And simply getting your deck lower and lower, phenomenal. But with anger, you're making it where it's so diluted to the point where you're only getting anger, and that's also good because you're getting so many attacks where it's just raw damage, and there are some relics where it can be really good, to say the least. I don't know if I actually want either of those though, and we don't really want Rupture. It's not how this deck's turning out. Metalicize would be good for this one. So this guy, he gets a buff here in his next turn where he won't really let me use skills or power cards. It's called Enrage. No, it's just skill. I can play power cards. I didn't really realize that. Huh. Reading is so cool. But yeah, you can't use skill cards, and our block is coming from these defends, so which are skill cards. So we needed to get that up as much as possible so that Metalicize will allow us to get some block each turn, because we don't want his strength going up. That's bad for us. Take more damage. So I kind of just try and go full force whenever I fight this gentleman. Ooh. So the pen nib. This one can be really good, as most things in this game can be. Every 10th attack is double damage. Phenomenal. You can kind of play around that as well, because if you have like 1,000 of those angers built up, you can just cycle them and keep going and going and going. Because there's a relic in this game that allows you to keep drawing cards when your hand is empty. So by the time you get to like the end of a fight, you're just going to be cycling those angers over and over and over again. I don't have enough attacks to really make Clash worth it, or Headbutt. And then this is another example where having the Rupture would have been good. The game might have been trying to get me to use Rupture, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't listen. That is on me. And right there you could see our Feather activating. We have 11 cards, so got 6 HP, not bad. We have a normal enemy encounter. Is there anything we want to upgrade? Metalicize for 4. Healing might be good here, just because you never know what enemy you're gonna fight. Like this guy, he does a lot of damage, and there's always a campfire before each act boss. So if you really need to heal or upgrade a card, you can always do it there. But I always say to myself, if you can't make it to the end, what's the point? Like, it's just silly. Alrighty. Okay. So we've seen anger, arraignments, or oh my gosh, it's armaments. I've read that as arraignments for the last 100 hours. Armaments. You gain 5 block and then upgrades a card in your hand for the rest of your combat. You can choose the card. The upgraded version of this, though, is really good. Upgrade all cards in your hand for the rest of combat. I Feel No Pain can also be really good depending on the build you're going for. I might go... It's hard to say, because I don't really have anything right now that would benefit from that upgrade, other than just more defense or more damage. Tough choice. I think it might make sense to... It's a tough one. It really is. I'm gonna skip. Yeah. We'll go over big key here, because I'm gonna do basically max health. And I don't think that's gonna happen again to the point where there's no other option. And right there you can see it flashed us the pen nib because we are at our 9th attack. So the next attack we play will do double damage. This guy is scary. The Hexaghost, he will do 48 damage here on this next turn. One thing I love about this game, you do so much math. I love math. And weird. So, yeah. And this also would be a good time to use cover with this potion just to see what it's like. Flash of Steel would be best here because it's some free damage, it's drugs, and that doesn't need to go away. It just sticks to your deck, and that's going to allow us to do a little more cycling, a little bit more damage. Hexaghost adds these burns into our deck, which makes it so we take 2 damage at the end of our turn. Not great. This is one of those cards I was talking about where it's kind of nice that we have Metallicize, because every once in a while we will want to have something there to block us. It's really huge. Without necessarily having to waste. Great. When I say that's okay, I mean we just lost. That's just kind of how it goes. So, yeah, didn't get enough raw damage to really deal with the Hexaghost there. Yeah. And if you're curious, this is what each of the Ascensions I have so far do. More elites, normal enemies are deadlier, elites are deadlier, the bosses are deadlier, heal less after the boss battles, each run is damaged, or starting turn damage, and normal enemies are tougher. So, yeah. And here's that one I was talking about. One thing, I don't know if everyone knows this, I'm assuming people do because this game's been out for a minute. You can actually save scum this page a little bit. So if it gives you like a choice on any of these, you can go into that choice page, see what the choices are. If you don't like any of them, do the pause, save and quit, blah blah blah. But yeah, let's look at the map here. See if we can do any magic and get to an elite without having to fight free, potentially. My favorite that I've done is I've killed 2 elites using that ability, and it was very funny. Highly recommend. Yeah, just looking at it here, I'm not really seeing too much. I could go up from here, so yeah, you get that. Up, to the right, that is, and then left, up. I think that'd be good because it also allows me the ability, once I'm up at the chest, to go to the, I call it the inflamed elite. I don't know if that's actually the term, maybe enraged, or to the left, question mark, and then up to another campfire. Yeah, because a rare card, you know what? Yeah, no, I want to see this thing down. I think it's funny. Alrighty, but yeah, as you can see, one-hit wonders. Bye-bye. Mix it up. This one you're losing some HP, hoping for a relic. Wow, that's a lot. Perfection. This one, no longer gonna get those enemy encounters in these question mark spaces, so it's not a matter of will I waste these? No, I will not waste the Owl's Lament. That's wonderful, actually. Yeah. I haven't gotten rid of any strikes, so I could, just for that raw damage, go for the perfected strike. Down here, you also want to look at the potions, because these are both excellent, the blood potions here. I would have enough to do the perfected strike, as well as a blood potion. Not looking at any of these necessarily. Again, every card can be good with a certain build. Like Havoc, when you upgrade it, free. Chef's Kiss, really good. And there's a relic where you can see what's coming next. Okay, so this is where I actually hate that I can't save scum. Because, you know what? Let her ride. You know, I'm gonna be so real. No one's watching me. There's no accountability. If you're watching this in the future, there's no one here. Nobody's holding me accountable. It's funnier this way to me. Perfected Strike just makes a lot of sense to upgrade here. It goes from 2 times damage to 3 times for each strike I have. And yeah, we want to kill this elite. So remember those guys? Yeah. Bye-bye! Mercury Hourglass, big fan. 3 damage each turn to every enemy on the field. Speaking of every enemy on the field, Reaper, I really don't like it. Like, Immolate has its issues too, though. It adds a burn into your discard pile, which isn't great because, as we've seen, burns can make it where I take 2 damage at the end of my turn, and that's yikes. Just not great. So, really a pros and cons situation again. But it's good to have some area of effects damage, you know, hitting everyone on the field, besides the Mercury Hourglass, because that's just not gonna do much. We'll take this, hopefully only use it in fights like this one right here. Use it like that, bada bing, the entire fight's one time. It's very nice to see it. It really, really is. And you know what? I'm gonna take cards this run. It's better to take cards sometimes. Centennial Pyramid makes it lose HP. 3 cards, beginning of next turn. Bada bing, bada bing. Love it. I'm gonna fight the elite. I hate this one. Hate it. Die. What skill do I get? I love it. Okay, bye. This monster, he has the ability called Siphon Soul. Terrible monster. Evil. Kill it with fire. Just does so much damage. So the Siphon Soul takes away your ability to attack her. Oh! I don't know why it's called Nunchaku. Is that how nunchucks are spelled? Is it just nunchuck? Am I crazy? Anyway, nunchucks. Every 10 attacks, I believe, you get energy, which is really, really good, actually. Because if you get the ability to infinite cycle, like using the tops, there's the infinite relic, empty hand I was talking about. Can be really, really, really good. So, you saw that right there, how it lit up? This would have been an enemy encounter because of us having that bracelet. It's no longer. I'm actually going to get gold. I don't want to remove cards really right now. Getting gold can be pretty darn good. I'm going to take a little bit of... Ooh, that was a bad idea, actually. I'm gonna anchor these mushrooms. I'm gonna do it. There's a big pro potentially in this, so I'm gonna do it. Hope for the best. You know, you guys ever heard the phrase "let it ride"? Let it ride. Odd mushroom. When vulnerable, you take 25% more damage rather than 50. So, it's good for me. Basically, I'm going to be taking less damage when I'm vulnerable, and you'll see a lot of enemies in this game want me to be vulnerable. Crazy. Oh, hello friends. We just fought. You remember. Surely. Right? Yeah, and as you've been seeing, Immolate has been proving its point on purpose. Get rid of that strength potion, get you some fear. Havoc, you really want to join me at the team, huh? I cannot, because I need to upgrade or heal rather here. So I need to... Oh, it's the Hexaghost again. No. It's okay. So, as you can see, we have a lot more raw damage this time, which is going to help a lot. You can also also heal for some good damage. There. And then I'm actually going to acquire some vulnerable and upgrade everything. Yeah. Yeah, you can see how the Perfected Strike will get really, really helpful. Ooh, okay. Spire, really good. Really good. Because if you want to lower the number of cards in your deck without actually having to take them out, you can just use that, and it's pretty great. Terrible. Never. I've never wanted Sneckerai. I don't think I've ever grabbed it without like just wanting a run to die. Curse Key, you can get some more energy at the start of your turn, but you're gonna get a curse every single time you open a chest. That's not a boss chest, but yikes. This one you can transform 3 cards and then upgrade them. I don't know what I would do, because this next act is known for... You can skip the relic, but I really don't recommend it. I could do these... I don't want to get rid of this. I could do a couple of my defense, because at this point I do want to do something else instead of defend. Bash is kind of... Oh no, Bash is still pretty darn good. So we got a Wild Strike, so increasing my strike ability whenever I lose HP. Intimidate, so pretty good. Also free, so that's good. I take it. We're gonna go this route. So because of this, 20, so 7 each time, and it's gonna exhaust everything here. Not great. Kind of good too, because I'm never gonna want Rupture out. If you look at the rest of my draw here, nothing takes away HP. Nothing. But I could just use it now, because I don't want to get those burns necessarily. And I can do a lot of damage like that. Alright. Ooh, Barricade. I do like Barricade. Nope, I'm safe scumming. I don't care. So, Shrug It Off is one that I was thinking of. I'm safe scumming because I hate this one. There's sometimes no way to avoid getting a curse, and it is infuriating. Okay. Do I actually want Barricade? Let's think about this for a second. Yes. Oh my gosh. This is just embarrassing. So, barricade, button. This. Okay. There we go. Those are the two. The reason we want to shrug it off is because you get to draw a card and you're getting block. Phenomenal. And we got rid of our defense, so we need more block. Barricade's really good because you can just kind of build that block more and more and more without having to worry about it. Ooh. So keep in mind though, yeah, we have another shop here right after. See, bottled lightning can be good if you have a skill that, you know, makes it good. I'm not loving any of these, to be honest with you. I could do alignments. And then bottled lightning. I don't want to. I just want to read it. Because you never know what could be here. Okay, so now I do have. So this is on sale, Bloodletting, which will allow me to gain more energy as well as increase my strength. It ruptures out on the field. Pretty darn good, and it's free. Also, the irony of Barricade just being there, crazy. Because I've had runs where I'm searching for Barricade. Nothing. There's been nothing. So funny to me, actually. Let's see. I do like everything I have at this moment, I think. Whetstone's good that it's getting out of here. Prismatic Shark can be good. But it also adds a lot of chaos into the run. And it's good to have some money on you. So this guy innately has Barricade, and that's honestly what makes him such an annoying enemy. So you kind of get to see a little bit of why we hate and love Barricade simultaneously. Okay, so they actually want us to build a defense deck here. Entrench is insane. That could be a Barricade as well. Ow. makes sense though, because it was an elite. Preserved insects. They make it, the elites are easier, relatively speaking. Exhume can actually be really good. Upgraded, it's free. And you know that we have the get rid of every card or whatever in your hand. Exhuming it, you can get it back, get rid of even more cards. We need to heal, not even a question. I do think we have to go on the left block, unfortunately. Scary. But can do that. Look. Okay. I didn't even do the math. I kind of just decided, you know? It might. And that's kind of what I like about this game too. You can just be stupid. Like, sure, you'll have to restart, but like, I don't know, if you're not having to restart every once in a while, then you're not really playing a game, you know? You're just, it's hard to describe. Like here, I'm gonna save scum, because again, nobody's watching me. I'm having fun. Whoop-de-doo. And now that guy's dead. Easy peasy. What a life. So, yeah, there can be situations where it's good to have duplicates. So dual wield can be good. I do think having more rugged offs can be good though. Now we don't get a lot of shield. Easy choice. We need to get more block. Need more money. Need more health. Let her out. Okay, so this is the relic I was talking about, where it could be good to have Havoc, because you can see what you're exhausting and using. And if you use, or quote-unquote exhaust a power card, you just end up using it. It's not bad by any means. Solely a positive thing. Hypothesis is literally just a better armaments. you upgrade it, it upgrades everything in your deck for 1. So that with Bottled Lightning would have been chef's kiss, truly, believe me. But once you see a relic, you cannot see it again for that run. Unfortunately. I might do a Frozen Eye too. I have a lot of money to spend here, and I might die. So, probably vulnerable, and I'm gonna get rid of Armaments, because it is useless now. Big upgrades with those relics. I will often forget to look at my discard pile or my draw pile, so don't yell at me. Please. I said please, so you can't. Legally, you can't. I need to know. Okay. I'm curious, I don't know if this will kill. It does. Awesome. If not, it's still satisfying, so. Happy Flower every 3rd turn. I gain energy, which is really good actually. Healing again because I can even see what this boss is. Oh, it's such a friend. He's such a friend. He's so happy all the time, never angry, always nice. Okay. Can do that, which is actually a pretty solid first turn. One thing with these bosses too is they like to bring their little buddies back when they unfortunately meet their end. So this question mark phase is him bringing back his minions. Liquid Memories, really, really good. I'm gonna get rid of Plato Armor. It has its limitations. How many skills do I have? Okay. The fact that it exhausts it, I don't like, though. So I don't quite have. I'm gonna do Berserk. Yeah. be really good and can be really good, but I like the Black Star. Ooh, my favorite, Deca and Domu. These little guys, they're funny. They're donuts. There's a funny achievement in this game if you kill them with feed. So you eat the donut, you get it because you're eating it. I think it's funny. It's cute. We're gonna do it. Which one is the most tall? This guy. Oh, this game. Gimmick with these guys is they love them. So come back to life. So it's 2 turns. So this is 3, 1. Will they come back this turn? Unfortunately. Pros and cons. Yeah, this one's more of a juggling act than anything else. That's when having those AoEs like this are really good. Body slam can be really good, especially if you have barricade in range. Ah, chills, literal chills. I love it when I get this. Yeah, I've gotten it once, but it's always been so bad. Still have no one watching me. I'm gonna do it, and if it goes badly, I'm resetting. Wow. That is what I would call going badly. So. Yeah, we're just not gonna fight them. Not worth it. This one. makes them also weak on the first turn. I don't want them more than I want life. Let's see. Anything good here? I could get Havoc. This is my last shot, it seems. Bomb can be funny. It really can. I'm gonna buy the bomb. And then I'm also gonna buy the blood potion because getting some more healing in is massive. I'm going to upgrade the bomb actually. No, that wasn't. That was a whoopsie. I meant to boom. See if I can weaken him again when he's at that stage. Weaken. Attack. That's good. That's what I actually see. That's an example where safe scumming, I feel like it's almost necessary because nobody was meaning to do that, you know. Unless you were, that's the choice. That's nothing. So, a long time ago, I just mentioned the, like, never changing price for removing cards. This is it. So, can be good. Never happening. Literally never happening. But, unless we're entangled, but that's just so unlikely. Need to heal now. Like, truly, I need potion rewards at the end of every combat. Kinda good. We've never seen one of you. There's another potion. I just was blind. That's where using this can come in handy, because it helps you see. Oh well. Oh, and of course. Yeah. Well. Nothing really in here. So I don't mind skipping. And I would rather heal, I think. Yeah. I like how this has rapidly devolved into the saves coming. So do 80 damage here. I would say. Yeah. So not nearly enough per se. Yeah, that makes sense. Not loving it. need to heal. I cannot go into this. These guys, they just have so much health. This is Scum City. Because, yep. Oofta. That's tough. But yeah, definitely need to do the strike conditions. I don't know about levels out. Wait, okay. If I save that for a future turn, that could actually be really, really good, assuming it's still in there. So, okay. And I'm just gonna use it now. No. That's sad. Unfortunate. Hope you guys really like the intro to this. It goes kind of crazy. Just use it. Get it on your show. Oh, this is about to go crazy here. I should do it. I just don't like it. So, I guess that's both. I don't know. I'm slowly evolving here. I'm just trying to. I didn't do the strike potion. We'll drink it now. See? Useful. Because now I have more energy, so this doesn't really do much in all reality. But it sure does. Math is hard. And yep, that was that run. Let's just see what we get. Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's good. Okay, never mind. We're happy. Life's good. Don't like that that's the curse it gave me, though. Get rid of that thing as soon as possible. Doesn't affect us a ton here for these first two turns. We have 3 energy anyway, but sure. Wow. First question mark. Enemy. Immediately. I missed the bracelet. The bracelet is nice. Sure, why not? Yeah, let's just do that. Bada bing, bada boom. Sever soul. Let's do this. We are no longer blessed by Lee's waffle, but we are no longer cursed by normality, which is a very funny sentence. And we can get bloodletting again, which I do like as a card. It offers so many opportunities. I'm gonna go a lot faster for this run because I kind of explained the basics. So if anyone's watching this after the fact, because nobody's watching it, you'll get the gist. I do like that if you go so fast, the game doesn't understand what to do for sound effects, so it just like freaks out essentially. Kind of fun. No, that's fine. See, bloodletting. Ooh, courier. So this is one that's actually really useful. It allows you to get more things and cycle the shop more. You know what? Let's be corrupt. Let's be... actually... Let's be corrupt. Let's be villains. What do you guys think? Don't want to run. I do like the item. It's just good. More gold. Gold is nice. I won't do this path actually. What it does is it allows me to brain. It allows me to brain. No, it allows me to attack. Or, well, actually, I can just show you in a second. No shot. The odds of this hand being basically all shield are crazy. Crazy low. Basically, guys, you see this extra option down there? I can choose to not take a card and instead raise my max HP. Every single card opportunity. So, it's kind of cool. And yeah, that's gonna be a good opportunity for us here. Because I don't know if I want to do that, because I'm gonna be exhausting quite a bit anyway. They're annoying. They put nicely. Yeah. They're jerks, really. They steal your money, and then they run away. We don't like them. I don't want to meet some of these. Every attack, they take 15. It's a bad ordeal. You get your money back. Ooh, blood potions. So, with our current attack, that's actually an empty card. So, take it. This, do that. Gives Molten Egg, so instantly upgrading those attacks. Pros and cons to everything. Oh, but this will be free. Limit break free is kind of crazy. Yeah, before we head to the boss, I'm gonna go use the restroom. I'll be back in a second. And we should be back. Alrighty. For this guy, actually. Get him out of here. Do take it back. We're gonna try it with the corruption. So that'll be fun. Can't do anything for the rest of that time. I'm not gonna release anything. We'll upgrade damage. Into shield. So let's see. one more run. See how it goes. You know, let's trade Spawn 2 cards with these two. We got Body Slam and Combust. Let's see what happens. This one I like to see if we get anything good, and then I'll see if it's gonna, because honestly, most of the time it's trash. It's not good most of the time. I don't know why that is the case. But yeah. I'm just having fun with it right now. Let's see what happens. Mess around, find out. Seeing right when you upgrade it's free. I just need help right now though, so. Hey, got it again, wow. These rooms have been nice to be very long. chance of us winning this early on. It'll be kind of funny. This is not looking good. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. No, wait. If we're going for this stupid thing, go for the offering. It's a bad idea. This is so funny to me. I'm not meant to make it this long. Let's see. If I get Rupture, this is gonna be a very fun game. Oh, that's Hexaghost. Okay, so game is over, unfortunately. Could have been funny. Odds of winning this are astronomically low. We would have to get so much stupid luck, especially with the burns added into. Yeah, no way. Alrighty, so that's gonna do it for me today. Thanks for joining, all 0 of you. Um, yeah, thank you. Have a great day. Again, I'm HS. Feel free to join next time or whenever I'm streaming. I basically do whatever I'm feeling. Slay the Spire was today. Pokemon could be tomorrow. Who knows? Yeah, I might even stream later. We'll see. Bye.